Right, timers, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Keynsham, where we are doing the 8th green flag run of this cycle, and we are at Somerdale Pavillion, famously known in parkrun circles as the Curly Wurly parkrun. And you will very quickly see why it's called the Curly Wurly parkrun, because 3 times round we have to go through the infamous Curly Wurly. It is a spiral loop in the grass that I'll let you look at the footage for yourself. It's absolutely bonkers. People come from far and wide. They'll even bring curly whirlies because this is also Keynsham. The old buildings used to be Cadbury's factories. So Cadbury's and Curly Wurly, it all links together. You saw just then the lad in front of me just have a little slip. I'll talk about shoes later, but it was a little bit dewy on the grass, a little bit slippery. And when you're coming straight into a Curly Wurly like this, with slightly damp grass, it is a very much baptism of fire, and you've got to check the conditions, make sure you're not tripping on any of these little divots and ridges. Because when this isn't a parkrun course, you can see a few bike marks in there. There are bikes that race on here as well. And it's a parkrun that you're not allowed to come onto when it's not parkrun time because it's on private land. But they do race around here on bikes, on 2 wheels, as well as on feet. The ground's relatively firm today. They do struggle over the winter. They have quite a few parkruns that are cancelled. There's another little slip there in front. We're in the centre of the Curly Wurly there. Yes, they have a few that are cancelled because this is quite flooded regularly. But you can see today, lovely sunny conditions. They've mown the grass for us. I think they do regularly mow the grass. Oh, look, there's the shadow. You can see the flag, just to prove I am running in the flag. And it is still attached, unlike in Froome the other week. So at this point now, the entire run of 231 people is all in the Curly Wurly. And we're, 2 minutes into the run, and the whole run is congested in there. But finally, out of the Curly Wurly, there is the finish area. So we will go through the finish after our 3rd time round the Curly Wurly. So we are now on to the rest of the course. And it doesn't get much straighter from there. It is quite twisty-turny. This young lad in front of me still doing well. But he's got his road shoes on as well. So we're both just finding our footing around here. But why, am I here in Keynsham? For those of you who have seen these videos before, you'll know why I'm running with the green flag. But if you're new to this, I am running with the green flag because in 2 weeks' time, I am taking part in the London Marathon, and I am fundraising for FearFree. FearFree are a charity that support people who've been victims of domestic abuse, violence, sexual assault, and they give a place for people to go to if they don't know where else to turn. They're a charity. They've got 2 offices, one based in Trowbridge and one based in Exeter. And we have 2 runners taking part for the charity at the London Marathon this year. I am running for the Trowbridge branch, and we have another runner running for the Exeter branch. Hopefully between the 2 of us, we'll raise £2,500 each. I will put a link to the fundraising on here. It's super exciting to be back at London. I haven't run London Marathon since 2010. So there might be people watching this video now who weren't even alive when I last ran the London Marathon. So I am super excited to be going back to London. Personally, I'm also hoping to run a fairly good time. I've been training to try and get around 3 hours. I've got a PB of 3 hours and 3 minutes. If I can beat that, great. If I can dip under 3 hours, that would be perfect. I know we're at the whim of the weather gods. End of April. I mean, today's weather was absolutely lovely. It's about 10 degrees, quite cool, a little bit breezy, lovely. But then earlier in the week, we're up at 24 degrees. And if we get that, then we're going to be in a whole world of trouble. So thankfully, the long range forecast is looking like it might be all right, but anything can change in the next 2 weeks. But the plan is to go close to 3 hours as possible and to raise loads and loads of money for FearFree. Now, unfortunately, I don't seem to have any GPS stats on here. I did a test walk with the camera in the afternoon once I realised I had no stats, and that worked absolutely fine. So there's no issue with the GPS and the camera or linking together. I just think that the camera is completely confused with the GPS data that gets sent through to it. Without getting too technical, you need to link up your camera to your GPS watch or whatever it is, which has been fine all the other weeks, but it just wasn't playing ball today at all. It had no idea what was going on. As always, a massive thank you to the volunteers that helped make this event possible. It's a small team that actually volunteered for this. There was only 13 volunteers today, but all of them doing an absolutely fantastic job. We had 231 runners in the end. First place coming through in 17:23. So well done, Charlie. He was with us, as you saw in the video, near the beginning. By the end, he was like well over a minute ahead of everybody. My third place I was quite happy with. 18:41 is the quickest I've run this year. I do take it with a slight pinch of salt because I don't know why this course always seems to measure short and I always seem to run really fast here. My Garmin in the end said it was 4.65 kilometers. I don't know what to believe because it is so curly and twisty and turny, is that the GPS just has an absolute nightmare with it. I'll take the time, 18:41. That is 7 seconds quicker than the last outing with the flag over in Frome a couple of weeks ago. So well done to all 230 odd people that ran here, Somerdale Pavillion Parkrun, event number 247. On my feet today, I may have made a slight footwear error. When I've run here before at Somerdale Pavillion, it's normally been quite firm, quite nice, and it's a little bit bumpy just with some of the corners on it, but normally road shoes are absolutely fine. So I wore my road shoes again today. I put my Vaporflies on, which probably was a little bit too optimistic in the end because it was still a bit dewy and a bit damp. So there was a couple of corners where it was a little bit slippery. Luckily, didn't do any harm, didn't go over on my ankles, and actually on the second and third lap, once we'd had a few people running over it, it dried out quite quickly. The sun had come out and dried it out a little bit. But first couple of corners were a little bit slippery, slidey. So actually, you could have done with some trail shoes, but the road shoes did survive in the end. Here we go, back under the banner for lap 2. Luckily, the flag didn't hit the banner. I was slightly concerned at the start when I saw just how high the flag was compared to just how low that start-finish gantry was, but absolutely no problems at all. Round the first corner and we are back towards the Curly Wurly. Now, we only have one parkrun weekend left before I finish my green flag tour, and that is next weekend, because I won't be doing the parkrun the day before the marathon. I shall be travelling into London to get to the expo to get my race information, race number and everything like that. That's a whole load of logistics you have to sort for London, so it just means I won't be able to do parkrun that day. So next week will be my last one. I've been requested to go to Salisbury. I keep saying I will, so maybe I'll get down there. But if you think I should come and do your parkrun, even with the green flag or after London Marathon, please do let me know. I'm always happy to go exploring different parkruns. I think I've done about 54, 55 different venues over my 370 odd parkruns. So I'm always willing to go and try new ones. I know there are some new ones that have popped up Bristol way that I haven't been to yet. So please do let me know where I should go with the flag or after London without the flag. So we are back in the Curly Wurly for our second time round. Definitely a lot quieter second time round. where we're quite a way ahead of the rest of the fields, and we've not caught up to any tail markers yet, so we've got it mostly to ourselves. On the third lap, you'll notice we catch up with some of the tail walkers, so it's a little bit busier again, but lap 2, a very quiet Curly Wurly this time round. On the headphones today, brand new album just dropped out of the blue on Friday morning was the new Enter Shikari album called Lose Yourself, not the Eminem album. There's no Mum Spaghetti in this one. This is all Enter Shikari at their best, glorious best. A band that I really loved for years. Saw them at Download Festival was the last time I saw them a couple of years ago. It's just absolutely brilliant to have them back, especially dropping an album with no singles leading up to it from, like I say, no hype at all, just suddenly, subtly, on a Friday morning, there it is in the new music section. So I haven't even had a chance to pre-order it or anything, so today, around the parkrun, is one of my first chances to actually get to listen to the album, and it sounds absolutely brilliant. So really happy about that. I do have tickets to go and see them in November in Cardiff, so really looking forward to seeing them later in the year. But yes, on the headphones, the brand new album from Enter Shikari. I took the train to parkrun today. For those of you who want to come and do this one at Somerdale Pavillion, it is literally a 5-minute walk from Keynsham train station. So I could jump on direct train from where I am in Trowbridge. It took about 20-25 minutes. Return train, they ran relatively regularly, I think about every half an hour or so. So it just meant I was one less car on the roads. I was able to take public transport. It was nice and quiet, nice and easy, all ran on time. So thank you to the trains for making this a stress-free journey to get to parkrun today. Tomorrow I'm planning my last long run before London. I'm hoping to go and take part in the Langley Barrel Lightning Bolt 10K. It's on the Sunday morning, so I'm going to get there first and do about 10 miles before the race, and then the last 10K I'll be using as a bit more tempo effort, so not flat out racing, but just to try and break up the training and actually have some people around me, because training on your own, especially when you're trying to run at marathon pace or tempo pace, can be quite hard. So to have some people around to help drag me around, push me around the course will be much appreciated. So if you were there, because this video will come out after that race, if you were there, hopefully you came and said hi. Hopefully it wasn't too wet and rainy, and hopefully everybody had a fantastic day. If this is the kind of thing that you like watching, I do cover a lot of races, parkruns, events, mainly around the Wiltshire area and the southwest area. So parkruns, cross-country races, road races, the Wiltshire Road Race and Off-Road Race Leagues, all sorts of races. If that's the kind of thing that really interests you, please do go and have a look at my channel and the videos on there. Give them a little thumbs up, give it a little follow. It all really, really helps. I've only got a couple of hundred subscribers, so I'm not one of these massive people who've got tons and tons and billions of followers. I have a very small core of followers, and I love you all and all your comments and support. If you want to come and be part of that, please do. It'd be lovely to see you there. Just hit those like, subscribe, follow buttons all underneath. That'd be lovely. Thank you very much. According to the results, this was the 5th time I'd run here at Somerdale Pavillion. I ran here last year as well, and last year was my fastest time. I did an 18:10 here. But every time I come, it seems to be so many more houses. You can see all the houses, the new developments on the side. So this is really expanding in terms of a residential area around this whole part of Keynsham. So it has changed. quite a bit. And I think the first time I came here, the route was a bit different as well. And we only went around the Curly Wurly twice. I think they did a bit of an extra out and back along. There's a gravel track that runs to the side of the course. So the course has changed a couple of times over the years as well. But this bit here this is the nicer bit. It's a little bit more straight. It's not too many turns before you start making your way back towards the start finish gantry. But yeah, always enjoyed running here. It's always unique. I've said already thanks to all the volunteers and the core team. But it is one of those highlight park runs that I do enjoy coming to, and get a little kick out of running around here because it is so unique and so much fun. One more time onto the start straight and back under the gantry again. And then we're going to venture back around our final time around the Curly Wurly. And you'll see what it's like when we have a few of the tail runners that we're going past on here. So you'll see there's plenty of room. That's probably enough talking from me, so I'll let you enjoy our final time around the Curly Wurly and the last 100 metres or so sprint to the finish line. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week from wherever I end up with the green flag. Enjoy your weekend.